Hello everyone, this is Rob, and what I wanted to talk about today is the difference between a scant and a 1/4 inch for your seam allowance, and how I get the different ones and when to use them and when not to use them. The 1/4 inch is the standard piecing seam allowance for quilting. And most people, that's all you'll need is a 1/4 inch. A lot of people talk about scant and it gives you a little fudge, but if you're accurate enough, which this with this foot I am. This is my Bernina. This is the number 97D with the dual feed activated. There's a number 97. This only works with the 9mm Berninas. And what it does is, and the difference is, the 1/4 inch is this notched edge right here. And I've had my machine calibrated that my needle is adjusted perfectly by my technician for the center of my straight stitch needle plate to make this a 1/4 inch. This side is an 1/8 of an inch, like if you're using applique or something else that you need a smaller seam allowance. But if you look on your stitch plate, there is a mark right here. That mark is your 1/4 inch. And also this mark in the feed dogs is a 1/4 inch. And you even have the 1/4 inch mark on this side as well if you're doing a reverse look. But the 1/4 inch is right on this mark, and that's what I use, is this mark and the edge of this foot right here, which is, let me see if I can get in here, which is perfect for a 1/4 inch. This mark is a 1/4 inch from the needle, and there's a mark in the back that's a 1/4 inch behind the needle, so that you can do your, and this notch here is the needle position as perfectly. But what you do is, if you want a 1/4 inch, is you put it on this mark. If you want a scant, you just move on the right side of this mark. So this mark always should be showing, and it goes through, and that will give you a scant. A scant is about the thickness of a thread. It is not any big thing. The reason people use scant 1/4 inches a lot is when they're doing small intricate piecing, like 1-inch hexes, where they end up being a 1/2 inch, 1-inch squares where they end up being a 1/2 inch, so you have lots and lots of seams, because thread has thickness, and a standard 50 weight is about, I think it's around 100 threads equals an inch. It's a good thing. So if you include your threads in your seam allowance, it doesn't matter. But if your threads are on the working side of your seam allowance and you haven't included in them, then 100 seams is going to take up an inch. So if you're doing lots of intricate piecing, so most beginner quilters, don't worry about that. Just worry about perfecting your 1/4 inch. And what helps me also with my 1/4 inch is, let me zoom out here, is I have this mat. I've had this for years. It came from Elna Burns, Quilt in a Day. It's called the Sew Straight. Let me get out here so you can see the writing on it. And what it has on here is this is your needle position, the center line. This is a 1/4 inch and this is a 1/4 inch. A regular 1/4 inch is the line. A scant 1/4 inch is inside the line. So whichever one you choose to use. And remember, I measure my needle every time I start sewing. So this is placed lined up again with this line and this line. So this line lines up with that line. Took a while to get this lined up, but I got it lined up. And it allows you to keep your piecing straight. And you can line up, you know, way out here. It's a good 3 to 4 inches away from the needle with the lines. And these are also angle lines, 45 degrees. So you could turn your fabric and sew it on an angle. You know, it's whatever you choose to do and how you do it. And they work both ways. And it's a great little tool. There are many of these sheets out there now from different companies. There's a new one that I would love to have. I think they're from So Steady, that they're gridded mats that fit around this needle hole, and they're silicone mats to make it slide to help you with free motion quilting. So there are many out there, but get what you can. Like I said, I've had this one for a really long time. I had it before I had such an accurate machine, and I used this exclusively to line everything up and didn't have accurate feet and all that. Because some machines do not have accurate feet. Some machines need to be adjusted. This one took, this Bernina, which everyone talks about, Bernina being so perfect, took 3 trips to the dealer to get my needle in the perfect position. 3 trips. They know me. I'm anal and very picky. But now that it works, we have no problems. And you shouldn't be afraid to work with your dealers, because they're also your best resource for information. And like I said, I like this Bernina because of its size. This is only 8.5 inches here. So this machine is much smaller than a standard machine. I have found that I don't like the big machines. Some people do. That may be your thing. But use what works for you and what is in your budget. And because they all sew. That's the answer. But that is basically the difference. The difference between a scant and a 1/4 inch is the thickness of a thread. So most people don't have to worry about. This is, like I said, my 1/4 inch, and you see it's lined up. And a scant 1/4 inch is just inside the line. The 1/4 inch is the line. That's how I line it up. That's how I remember. So, and the edge of the foot is the line. So find what your perfect 1/4 inch is and get used to using the 1/4 inch and get your 1/4 inch accurate before you worry about a scant. If you're a beginning quilter, don't get so involved. It's not that complicated. So everyone have a great week. Talk to you later. And we'll continue on with our quilt along. I hope you're enjoying it. The first block's been out for about a week now. So I look forward to seeing what you're making. Talk to you later. Bye.